Hello! In this video, we are going to prove the following theorem. Suppose S is a non-empty subset of real numbers. Then for every upper bound U of S and every lower bound W of S, W is less than or equal to U. Okay, now before we get into the proof, I would first like to state our definition of an upper bound and a lower bound. Now, our definition of an upper bound will be as follows. Given any subset of real numbers S and real number U, we say that U is an upper bound of S if, for all elements X in S, X is less than or equal to U. As for our definition of a lower bound, we define it as follows. Given any subset of real numbers S and real number W, we say that W is a lower bound of S if, for all elements X in S, X is greater than or equal to W. Okay. So now let's get into the proof. To start out, let's suppose that S is a non-empty subset of real numbers. And from here, we want to show that for every upper bound U of S and every lower bound W of S, this is true. So since we're trying to prove the same about every upper bound of S and every lower bound of S, give me an arbitrary upper bound of S and give me an arbitrary lower bound of S. I'll call them U and W respectively. From here, our whole goal is to show that W is less than or equal to U. And to start, since S is non-empty, we know that S has at least one element in it. I'll call it X. But now, since U is an upper bound of S, by definition, this means that for every element X in S, X is less than or equal to U. Well, if we take X to be the X we have in our proof, well then, yeah, X is less than or equal to U. And similarly, since W is a lower bound of S, we know that means for every element X in S, X is greater than or equal to W. Well, if we take the X here and replace it with the X in our proof, we get that X is greater than or equal to W. So we see that W is less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to U. And this tells us that W must be less than or equal to U. And that is exactly what we wanted to show. So putting this all together, we see that given any upper bound U of S and any lower bound W of S, W is less than or equal to U. So we've proven precisely this statement. And that's exactly what we wanted to prove. So this completes the proof. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video.